Hi everyone, this is Lisette. I am the Director of Brand Strategy at Stephen Thomas, and today I am here to talk to you about brand, donor experience, and fundraising, and how when you can get all those three things to sing from the same song sheet, it will help you drive more fundraising, help you raise more money. So here's the basic premise. For nonprofits, if your donor experience and your fundraising efforts do not reflect and live your brand, you are leaving money on the table. You will raise more money if your brand is a central element and it's weaved through the complete donor experience, including all marketing and fundraising communications. So let's explore why that is. At its essence, your brand is a promise to all your constituents, to your donors, your staff, volunteers, the public, the people you help, everyone who interacts with your organization. Well, your brand tells them what they can expect from you, what you stand for, how you're different from other organizations. And for nonprofits, an essential part of the brand must also be what our executive creative director, Brian Tenenhouse, calls the heart voice. And this is the emotional connection that you need to have with your donors. It goes beyond the logo and the corporate colors and the fonts. To get someone to give you money, they have to be touched emotionally on some level. So simply put, in order to get them to give you something, you have to make them feel something. And that something should be the essence of your brand. The outward expression of a brand, it's found in many places. It can be found in how you talk about yourself as an organization. It can be found in the images that you choose to put on your website and your Facebook page. And those are all traditional ways people think of a brand. But you also need to see your brand and have it reflected in your fundraising campaign themes, in your telemarketing scripts, what you talk about on social media, and even the communication channels that you choose to use for your fundraising. The donation process, the process you actually make a donor go through to give you money. Your brand should be reflected in that. The opt-in that you use, the opt-out you use, all of this should reflect your brand. Organizations spend a great deal of time and resources creating and marketing their brand. The brand is created and it's maintained using extensive research. Consumer research is done, competitive research is done. You speak internally with your internal constituents to help you develop and maintain and update your brand. And it's also been built over time as well. A brand will grow and evolve based on the organization's belief set and how they behave in the world. Let's take a long-standing brand like Amnesty International. A fundamental part of that brand has been determined by how Amnesty has spent their resources. So what an organization says and does becomes a fundamental part of their brand. So in that sense, a brand is also very much a reflection of how people see you. You can try to shape it with marketing and with your communications that you put out, but all of that will quickly come undone if you do not fully embrace your brand in all aspects of your organization. I can hear people, oh, that's great, Lisette. I believe in the brand. I love it. But I have fundraising goals. I have fundraising objectives I have to meet. That's totally agree. You're not going to get any argument from this girl. I love it. But let's take a look at this. I am an old school direct marketer. I grew up in marketing, developing, measuring, and optimizing direct response marketing campaigns for organizations like Columbia House and Book of the Month Club. I worked on fully integrated, full court press, global campaigns for organizations like Ford and Kraft, IBM, the Royal Canadian Mint. And these are all companies that spent a lot of money on media and a lot of money on testing. A lot of money and a lot of time on testing. And here's what I learned. When a direct response campaign was in market at the same time or immediately after a brand awareness campaign, we got better direct response results. On average, response rates went up by about 20%, but they could go as high as 40%. But here's the kicker. Only if the creative for the two campaigns, both the brand awareness and the direct response marketing, were on brand. And it didn't matter what channel was used, whether it was for direct response marketing, if you were doing direct mail, email, if you were doing acquisition banner ads, if you were doing TV ads for acquisition, lead gen, whatever it was for direct response. If they were not integrated at the brand level and looked and sounded the same, if they diverged, there was little to no lift. So when you are developing or updating your donor experience, doesn't matter if this is for acquisition, for retention, stewardship, lead generation, put every interaction through what I call the brand filter. Look at it and say, is this interaction going to make the donor or the potential donor feel the right thing? Is that going to be a reflection of my brand in addition to making them behave in the right way? So don't just focus on results, also focus on emotions. And if you do that, if you can weave your brand through the whole donor experience, you will raise more money. It's simple to say, hard to do. Call ST. We can help you. Bye for now.